stems. Stems is pretty much like within the beat, like certain instruments that's set up. You're gonna give it stems. As far as your vocals too, those are stems as well. So everything is called stems.
Tell me that.
I don't have all the outboard gear, but I use like the plugins and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, you don't want this life.
yeah. The only outboard gear I did buy was the Neve 1070.
Oh, nice.
That was the
What mic do you have?
That was the I use a TLM 102.
Okay. I gotta put you on with my guy that does he does all my modifications on the microphone.
What? Please, life.
500 series. Literally after that, all the rack gear that goes through. Yeah, love it. From there, the lavery just keeps everything in check.
Right.
It's actually not gonna take that long, to be honest.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it's actually gonna be pretty short.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah. You don't got a lot of stems, so yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest, working with a lot of the outboard, you're gonna see because I get up and move around. But working with a lot of outboard gear, it makes the job easier, like extremely easier. I wouldn't say it's like paint by numbers easy, but it's all about workflow. So the same way you probably record at home, you have a certain way that you like to work.
Right.
Same thing when it comes to mixing. Once you kind of get to that space, it's just cool. I just gotta bounce back and forth over here, and that's it. Okay, I like this compressor, but how many times am I gonna really use this compressor? I'm only gonna use it like once. All right, cool. So let me get the gear piece of that, and I don't have to use that plug-in no more. So now my computer's like, yes, thank God. So it reserves that power for something else, bigger or better if I need it. So it's like the less plugins I have to use, the easier it is on the computer. At the same time, the better my sound is because hardware has its own sound. Each individual piece has its own sound to it. And that's what's kind of coloring your song.
That's true.
That's what gives you that sound. The plugins will get you here. The hardware is what takes you all the way through. And again, it's just because inherently here in the real world, they just all have their own color to them. I'm old enough to remember when that like came out into the world. So it's like, it's a space, and there's nothing wrong with doing it. But what I learned was, I'm trying to get to the end of this. Like I want like you said, I want that sound. I don't want to be messing around trying to get it. Like I know how to get it.
Right. So
it just became, at the end of the day, okay, cool. What pieces do I need? How do I get that? Talking to enough of my friends and colleagues, just being in the game for like 20-something years, then you kind of start to put the pattern together. Well, this studio's got this. Why? And then you ask them, oh, because it does this, this, and this for us. Okay, cool. And they got this. What does this do? Oh, this does this, this, this. Really? And then try at that point, then trial and error kicks in.
Right.
Like right now, you have the 102. If you get another microphone and you're like, this is better, it's not the fact that this might be better than this mic. It's the question of, is it better for what you do?
Right, yeah, that's true.
Is it better for what you do at this time? Because one day it might pop up and you go, man, I've used 102 forever. You go back and use it, like, man, I missed this. This is really good. And you start using it again. You know what's funny? A lot of artists don't make it to that point in their career where you got lucky. You found a mic that really fits your voice. And 9 times out of 10, there's probably like a dozen microphones that you probably have never heard of that probably fit your voice. But for the time being, you lucked out by finding the first one that's the one. And it's like, again, a lot of folks never get to that. They'll go to the studio, they'll just be like, oh, this is the only mic we have in here, and that's it.
Right, yeah, because all I recorded on was, of course, the U87. I've used the Sony C.
Oh, the 800G?
Yeah,
that's
800G.
My favorite.
Yeah, it has so much clarity. Oh my gosh.
At the studio, my mic collection is crazy. So they've got all my mics, all the recording mics. We probably have about 20 something. So I used to do everything here, and then my partner actually, I taught him. So once he got on his feet and his space started doing really, really well, we had a conversation. And so his name is Antonio. Antonio loves tracking. Loves tracking. Not so much mixing. I love mixing.
Oh, okay.
I'm not really into tracking like I used to be. So it's like, as I got older, I was like, I really love the part of mixing because I love touching the music.
Right.
Through turning the knobs and all this, that, and third. So the booth actually used to be in there. So when we were talking, I decided I'm no longer going to be in that space. I don't want to record no more. And I was like, I'm going to send all my people to you. And he's like, for real? And I'm like, yeah. Like, because I don't really want to. It's like, at that point, he was like, well, I don't really want to mix anymore.
Right.
And I'm just like, he's like, I'll just send all my people that I record over to you. So we came up with a good pricing structure, and then after that, that was it. So I was like, cool, take all my stuff. So he took all of it. So all of my tracking gears over there, the CL1B, the 1073, all my microphones. I think I just got back my custom microphone that I got, and which is funny. They customized. I think it's an MXL 99. No. It's a 102 body.
Really?
Wow. It's a tube version.
Oh, it's a tube. Oh, okay.
So the guy, the guy's contact I'm gonna give you, his name is Jim Jacobson. Jim is one of the premier, one of the foremost forefathers in the world of microphone DIY. So you might have heard his name through the grapevine. About 4 different ones.
What?
Yep. I do rap. Let's see, rap, R&B, country, and pop. Those are my foremost genres that I'm always doing.
Strong suits. Okay.
And then after that, it just comes down to whatever, who I'm working with, what am I working with, what is everybody trying to accomplish, at that point, just the basics. Now, go ahead and get the routing going. So basically what I was doing, I was just naming all the tracks and getting everything kind of ready. So I'll tell you this. My first, so it's FL Studio now. Back in the day, it was Fruity Loops, right? So Fruity Loops was what it was because it was just it was the easiest program in the world to produce in. It used to be Fruity Loops and Reason. Now there's Reason Studio and FL Studio. Both of them have recording. A lot of their routing is all internal, so it's hard for the gear space. I will tell you this: if you stick around with it a little bit longer, it will get there.
You think so? Okay.
I've been doing this for 23 years now. After being around for so long and seeing how everything has evolved, what I can honestly tell you is, it always gets there. But the question is, do you have the time to wait? If you have the time, then you're gonna see some of the most amazing things in the world if you have the time to wait. If you're like, man, I just can't do it, well then at some point you're gonna give up on it, miss out on it. Yeah, you're gonna go to something that fits you better for your wants and needs. And that's it. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. I grew up working in Pro Tools, but at some point, Pro Tools just wasn't doing it for me anymore. So I went on a whole journey and search. Let me go here. Let me check this. And then I finally settled on Reaper. You can see all the names of the tracks. I can do everything. Start, stop, play, finish, all of it. Like I was in Pro Tools. When I open it up, they all pop up like they're supposed to. But that's just one thing.
Right.
The routing capabilities. Again, this is my routing screen. Reaper sees my entire interface, and my interface has 32 ins, 32 outs. It sees all of it, actively sees it at any given time, and that's how I have everything routed.
That's beautiful.
I have zero latency.
So, that's good. Oof.
Oh yeah,
zero latency.
It's got universal delay compensation,
wow.
So I have no latency on anything that I mess with or touch. My buffer size is not low. My buffer size be high, but. Let me see.
Hey, this battery about to die, bro.
What's percentage on right now?
We have 4.
Okay.
Oh man.
Let me go. Yeah, let me go switch it up.
But again, these are just the things that when I wanted to go hybrid, I want to start using hardware. It became like, okay, I can get this. Let me use this, or let me move with this, and it was seamless. It wasn't like days and nights of me staying up like, Lord, how can I get this? It was just plug, move. Hey, cool. What's this? Boom, boom.
Right.
Done.
Okay. I'll come real quick. So. To the Pro 3 version?
Oh God, yes. Oh, you're gonna see. I promise.
Okay. It was like the linear phase or something.
Oh, I don't even care about none of that stuff.
Oh, okay.
It's the overall functionality that's changed. So there is this one feature that they put in here that is it literally makes it stand above all else. Again. See what I mean?
Fixing that LA wanna go turn up a song. Pick up the back with a foot on the gas. They really gon' know how we coming. Take a trip over to the. Running around in the stadium, feel like I'm jumping. Two bad chicks in the LA theater, they wanna go turn up a song. Pick up the back with a foot on the gas. They really gon' know how we coming. Take a trip over to the overseas. In her head, thinking all assumptions. Everybody one thing they're the realest. Too deep in the ground, can't feel it. Posted up on the sideline, everybody want to catch a little ticket. Got me plugged in tight while making this music. Dropping heat from the booth when it's hitting. Got double C's in the Louis V's from the back when I reach at the center. Just wait when you ask a little bit of slight auto-tune and stuff. Running around in the stadium, feel like I'm jumping. Two fat chicks in the LA theater, they wanna go turn up a pick up the back, but the foot on the gas. They really gon' know how we coming. Take a trip over to the overseas. In her head, that's the thing I like about it though. I didn't running around in the stadium, feel like I'm jumping. Two fat chicks. Pick up, we coming. Take a trip over to the overseas. In her head, thinking all assumptions. Everybody one thing they're the realest. Too deep in the ground, can't feel it. Posted up on the sideline. Everybody want to catch a little ticket. Got me plugged in tight while making this music. Dropping heat from the booth when it's hitting. Got double C's in the Louis V's from the back when I reach at the center.
Okay, let's pull this up. Make my life a little easier. We're looking at E sharp minor. Cool. That'll get you. So I look at them as having two different functions. Auto-Tune Pro will do what Melodyne does, yes, but Auto-Tune has a sound to it, and so because Auto-Tune has a sound to it, you kind of there's an expectancy on what you get when you use it. Melodyne is meant to be clean, so if I'm fixing like a bad pitched note, I'm reaching for Melodyne. If we're going for like that Auto-Tune effect, I'm reaching for Auto-Tune. Because it's got that effect to it. Okay. Then yeah, just pull up Auto-Tune. Running around in the stadium, feel like I'm jumping. Two bad chicks in the LA theater, they wanna go turn up a song. Pick up the back with a foot on the gas. They really gon' know how we coming. Take a trip over to the overseas. In her head, thinking all assumptions. Everybody one thing they're the realest. Too deep in the ground, can't feel it. Posted up on the sideline, everybody want to catch a little ticket. Got me plugged in tight while making this music. Dropping heat from the booth when it's hitting. Got double C's in the Louis V's from the back when I reach at the center. In my bin, sometimes I can't say no to get around and hold me down. Like I can't go no more. You hear me now? Just subtle. Yeah, but I still want it to sound natural. Yeah, I got you. Yeah. Everybody one thing they're the realest. Too deep in the ground, can't feel it. Posted up on the sideline, everybody want to catch a little ticket. This music, the heat from the booth when it's hitting. Hold on, let me get back on the beat. Running. I'm going back and I'm turning to something. I get the big body Benz out the garage, and then I go slide to the function. Him and a little dance, stuck in the trance. Look at my wrist and they frosting the van. Caught in the fan, I don't understand. But everybody wanna be in my business. Sometimes I can't say no to get around and hold me down. This one hard for real. Yeah. Can't wait to hear the one I sent you. I said I finished it. Yeah,
no, I like that. That was like too.
Yeah.
Good summer vibes.
Yeah.
Both of them.
I was gonna say, take a video picture now, because in like 2 to 3 weeks, this wall is gonna be completely different. I got my big plaque coming in. So.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah, wow. So it's gonna take up like that whole with those 2 hours, gonna take up that whole space.
That's crazy.
That's crazy for real.
Well,
congratulations.
I never thought I'd get there. Thank you, man.
Running around in the stadium, feel like I'm
I
jumping.
never thought I'd get there.
Two bad chicks in the LA theater, they wanna go turn up a song. Pick up the back with a foot on the gas. They really gon' know how we coming. Take a trip over to the overseas. Like going back and forth, Billy. Oh wait, I want this. Then you gotta send it back over. Then you gotta wait for the hair back.
So I got it because I have a lot of international clients. So like, you know, if they're out and about or doing something, they can't be here. But it's better than just me sending files and send back
So
and forth.
what do you prefer? Do you prefer like mixing out loud, or you?
To be honest, I don't care.
Oh, okay. Cause I know certain engineers like they rather just kind of like you can kind of tell they like to mix it on their own time.
Yeah.
Kind of like nobody in their space really.
Yeah. I mean, I was like that too. But what ended up happening was I got faster. Once I started getting my gear, oh man, the lights came on like that. Things were just easier, right?
The chicks in the LA theater, they wanna go turn up a song.
Alright, so.
Hey E,
What's going on?
are you trying to come out the studio with like a new song or something better, like a better version of what you came in with?
Oh, most definitely a better version of what you came with.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when I did.
Running around in the city, I feel like I'm jumping.
But I like
Two
taking
bad
notes.
chicks in the LA
I like
theater,
to
they
go in and
wanna
see
go
what's
turn
going
up a
on. Like,
song.
go ahead and just learn and
Pick up
stuff.
the back with a foot on the gas. Really gon' know how we coming. Take a trip
Copy
over
that.
to the overseas. In her head thinking no assumptions. Everybody wanna think they're the realest. Too deep underground, can't feel it. Posted up on the sideline. Everybody wanna catch a little ticket. Every plugged in tight while making this music. Dropping heat from the booth on the city. Got double C's in the loop.
Which do you have?
I have an Antelope Orion right here.
I used to have 12 synergy.
I'm an Antelope fan. I'm actually about to upgrade it to the newest one, the Orion Gen 4.
The main ones is just the Scarlet
Running around in the city, I feel like I'm
the
jumping.
audio I need.
Two bad chicks in the LA theater, they wanna go
My
turn
biggest
up a
breakthrough in my
song.
career when I was
Pick
young.
up the back with
I
a
had
foot
like
on the
14
gas.
radio.
Really gon' know how we coming.
Focus, right?
Take a trip over to the overseas. In her head thinking all
okay.
soldiers.
And Claire was fine.
Two bad chicks in the LA theater, they wanna go
Focus
turn
Rate, I
up a
feel like
song. Pick up the back with a
Focus
foot on the
Rate
gas. Really
has
gon' know how
more.
we coming.
You get
Take
more
a trip
dynamics.
over.
I'll tell you the
Catch a
secret.
little tick.
So the secret of why I'm even a fan for Antelope is it comes down to the converters and the clock. Those are the biggest things that matter when you are getting your interface, because number one, depending on the converters themselves, they are the building block.
Right.
That's the sound that you get. The clock is set up so that way you want the least amount of what's called jitter. So think of it like, imagine there's a crowd, right? Think of your audio like a crowd. And within your audio, it's like moving back and forth. But you really just want them to go straight and walk straight.
Right.
The better the clock, the least amount of jitter you have. The least amount you have, the clearer you get. Because now it's just this.
Okay.
Instead of it just being like this.
Okay.
And then on top of that, the more digital devices that you get, they take a clock input. That clock will keep those digital devices also from doing all this. And that's a big thing in our world, because we live in a digital world. After that, man, it's a wrap. Like I was saying with the microphones, same thing. Certain microphones cost all this much money based off of two things: name and what they actually do. Because it's like I can put you in a studio and be like, all right, bet. I know what you use. Let me think of what's similar. I'm gonna pull out the 800G or the 251 because I know what you use at home. 251, you probably fall in love with 251.
Yeah, I never.
That's the mic Chris Brown uses.
Oh, okay.
Love 251. But the 800G is my go-to because of the kind of music that I work on all the time.
Right.
So I could throw a rapper in front of it, I could throw a singer in front of it, pop, country. Everyone will sound amazing because it's just the sound of modern music. Mid-range is like right there in your face. It just cuts through. So it's like that.
Okay.
It sounds like a record when
And then
you
just
use
pair
it.
with all this,
It is just
takes it off.
It makes it so much easier just to get to that place of finishing a record. But that's why you do it.
Right.
That's the whole reason, because you spend the money to get to the place
Right.
where it's like, oh, this is easy. Let's knock this out. Let's do this. Let's do that. What you are doing is called you're compensating. But what if I told you you could just get this, and fix it, and you don't have to compensate no more? You would fix it if you could.
Right.
That's it. That's what it comes down to.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact with everything.
Right.
But once you can afford it, though, look what we've done in a short amount of time.
Right.
Again, I'm probably going to push up like, what, 8 more faders, and that's the end of that. And then from there, the effects, and then from there, we just start digging in and doing some automation. That's within the next hour. That's it. That's the reality. Why? If I'm look, man. If I'm used to going to the store and I'm used to buying potato bread, why are you gonna stick Wonder Bread in my face? Like, come on, play. At least give me something. At least give me something comparable.
Right.
Right. Don't just be like, any bread will do. Like, I just told you what I like. Why would you give me anything?
Right.
That's kind of where the fall comes from. You always think, or so some people, they think that opportunity is always going to be there. So the first time it's not, it doesn't really ring any red flags or alarms. It's about the 4th, 5th time where you're just like, okay, I can't keep doing this.
Calling the fan, I don't understand. Everybody wanna be my bitch, sometimes I can't say no. Hear me now.
Listen, artwork. Now we need to make the record. By the time I'm done, minus 10.
At 24%, bro.
Let me know if we get to like probably like 4%. Get another one. We gonna use the last one probably a little bit later. What you say?
It's 24 right now.